Salutations from Wizard Studios. I am the Wizard. We got another news episode coming to you. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first up, which fighter lost the most with the 3 fights being postponed? Leon Edwards, Edmund Shabazzian, or Francis Ngannou? So, Leon Edwards, he's on an 8-fight win streak. And he's beaten some great guys. And when you look back at him, he gets overlooked a lot by the fans, by the UFC when it comes to big opponents. You know, they gave him Donald Cerrone. But, you know, what does that mean, really? So, yeah, fans will tune in, but it'll be the hardcore fans. You want, you know, the outsiders, the non-hardcores to tune in, you know, the casuals. So Leon Edwards, you've got to think that he's been hit pretty hard. So and he's put in a lot of work. He's put in a lot of work, you know, 8-fight win streak, man. He hasn't lost since the Kamaru Usman fight. And he's looked really good. Real good. So you got to feel for him in this time. You look at Edmund Shabazzian, you know, this dude is just out there murdering people. I mean, what he did to Brad Tavares, man, that guy just looked like he was on another playing field. I mean, I really have high hopes for this young kid. I think that this really doesn't affect him as much as Leon, because, you know, it'll derail his hype for a little bit, but, you know, he's still got some time. He's got plenty of time. He's young. He's got, you know, I know he wants to be the youngest champion and all that. We have high hopes for him at Wizard Studios. But, I mean, everybody here loves him. Lord Farquaad, the Snowman, you know, I love him. But, Leon Edwards, man, I feel real bad for him. And then you start looking at Francis, and you're like, oh, dude. You know, this guy's been aggravated, man. He feels like he wants the Stipe rematch so bad. He's out there just knocking over people, you know. Ever since the Derek Lewis debacle, he has just been mowing over people. And so, you feel for Francis too. But at 8-fight win streak, an 8-fight win streak, man, that is a lot of work. That is a lot of work. So, our hearts are with Leon Edwards right now. I hope they make the Woodley rematch as soon as possible. I think that he should be the next in line for the welterweight title fight after the Masvidal fight. If that fight ever happens, I don't know what's going on with that. You know, once things get back to normal. But we'll see. Next up, Dana White says he has the location for the 249 card. It will be a closed-door event, but he will not reveal the location yet. So he has the location for the UFC 249 card, but he won't reveal it. That makes sense. He doesn't want, you know, all these people showing up, calling the government, trying to get them to cancel the fight, all of that. You know, I can see this. There's a lot of people that don't want this to happen, even if they can do it safely. So, I can understand why Dana doesn't want to reveal the location. Even if he has all the proper protocols in place, people will still try to get this, you know, derailed. You know, it's like I've said, I can see both sides of this. I'm not going to be a hater for them trying to cancel fights or whatever. I'm not going to like jump for joy if they do, because I can understand the risk of it. But like, I want, you know, the world needs entertainment in times like this. And if he can do it safely, if they believe that they can put on these events safely, and nobody's at risk, and the government is going to let them do it, you gotta, like, you know, tune in, right? I mean, come on. So, I mean, nobody's like got amnesia to what's going on right now or whatever. Nobody's clueless. Dana White knows what's going on. So, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. It is crazy. So, if I had to guess, I still think it's going to be Dubai. That's my first guess. Or Russia. Dubai or Russia. Gotta be, right? I mean, I can understand, I mean, I've heard reports of Florida. Somehow Florida had an event the other day. I have no idea how. But if I had to guess, it's going to be in Dubai or Russia. Next up, USADA suspends doctor who administered IV to UFC's Paulo Costa. Dr. Lucas Pinchel has accepted a 2-year sanction handed down by USADA. Costa was given a 6-month ban for receiving the IV back in April of 2019. Everybody remembers that. Now, this doctor, everybody remembers the video of this happening. It was, apparently the doctor talked Costa into it. I don't know if I believe that. I think Costa may have known it was wrong. I don't know who got that video in there. But yeah, I mean, this doctor knew what he was doing was wrong. Like I said, I do not know if I believe Costa had the knowledge of that, because everybody remembers when USADA banned the IVs. So, I mean, I'm not even a fighter, and I'll clearly remember it. So, let's, I mean, this doctor shouldn't be out there anyway, so I'm glad that he got the 2-year ban, and hopefully he will not be influencing fighters anymore. Next up, the UFC is targeting Aljamain Sterling versus Cody Sandhagen at UFC San Diego. Sterling is coming off the wrist surgery and his last outing against Pedro Munoz. Now, Aljamain Sterling and Cody Sandhagen, this is a great, bout. I think that Aljamain... Aljamain has an excellent ground game. Like, his jiu-jitsu is top-notch over there at Sarah BJJ, man. That guy has a wicked, wicked ground game. And Cody Sandhagen, man, that dude is like, when you think of the future of the bantamweight division, like, that guy has got to be in there somewhere, right? It's like Sean O'Malley and him. It's like, they're the ones. So, Aljamain Sterling versus Cody Sandhagen, it's like, sign me up. I want to see that immediately. I think this is a great fight. I really do. I don't know who I would favor. Right off the top, I think leaning right now towards Aljamain. just with the experience. But dude, like, you can never count out Cody. Like, that dude's a monster. I think, like, really, I believe he's the future. And I would favor him in the striking. I know Aljamain, like, has some great kicks, but yeah, I think Cody would have the advantage in the striking. Joanna says she is open to rematch with Zhang Weili if the money is right. She said that her and Weili sent a message that women's MMA is worth more. Joanna roughly made $106,000. Weili made about $100,000. So, you know, $100,000 to show, $100,000 to win. Both got bonuses. Sponsors were $40,000 for Weili and $30,000 for Joanna. Now, guys, Joanna is right. Like, she should have got a lot more for that fight. Weili too. Like, you look at that and it's kind of disturbing, right? I mean, what they went out there and did was, like, first of all, was on another level. Like, Joanna walking through those big punches, Weili throwing the big punches and taking them from Joanna. I mean, dude, it was awesome. The damage that they endured wasn't worth what they were paid. You know, of course, they're getting paid the most out of any other promotion. Like, I don't think they would get paid more in Bellator. So, I don't know what could be done besides a union. Like, hello, I've said that before, but I don't know what these fighters are going to do, because plenty of other people have stated this before. But they do need to unionize. I think that's the only way they will get paid more, get any better treatment. So, you know, you got to feel for them, because they endured a lot of damage. I mean, they endured a lot of damage. We all saw it. So you just gotta wait to see if they ever do get the union going. I think that I don't see it anywhere in sight. It's probably years away. Moving forward, John Jones gets arrested for aggravated DWI and negligent use of a firearm, no proof of insurance in the vehicle, and possession of an open container when he was stopped at 1:01 a.m. Thursday morning, March 26th. Now, this is disturbing. With everything that's going on, the pandemic, we can all resort to drinking or doing other things. You know, John's had a history of things, but like this type of behavior, this is not what you want to see out of a UFC champion. I'm a big fan of John. I feel bad for him, man. Like, you can hate on him, you can point fingers like, I told you so, I knew this would happen. But, like, you just wonder, like, why doesn't he have a caretaker? Like, why is he the one driving? Why is there, like, gunshots going off and stuff like that? Like, what is going on? Like, come on, man. You just feel bad for the guy. Something's not right. And, you just hope he gets the help he needs. because these are mistakes that a guy in his position, shouldn't be making. So everybody here at Wizard Studios hopes that John gets the help that he needs. Tito Ortiz says muscle relaxers are to blame for the failed test with bout against Alberto El Patron. So Tito always gets a lot of flack, man. And this guy, he's a true pioneer, right? I mean, when you think of real champions, like, this dude got me into MMA. Like, I love Tito Ortiz. Like, I know he's got like a ton of weird interviews. He's quirky, he's got, he's just funny, right? He's just a little funny. But he's a great fighter. He's still competing, even though his last opponent was on a high level for how old he is, right? So you think, like, the guy's doing everything right. I don't like the look of this. Like, I think that the commission kind of did him a little dirty. When you look at this, it's just like, he filled the report out before the, everything, before the fight, the testing and all of that. So they knew that he was taking these muscle relaxers. So why would they do this to him other than to, kind of run his name through the mud a little bit? It just makes you, wonder. It's kind of dirty. I don't know. Could be wrong, but this is just me looking at it from, an outsider, just reading into it. It looks kind of dirty, I'm like, man, why would they do Tito like this? So, it's just real funny, Maybe I should look into it more. But I just don't like, Tito gets stepped on a lot by a bunch of different people. So, all the time, and I think a lot of the hate, is warranted, but a lot of it, are just haters. And so, like, just getting stepped on by the commission, I'm like, dude, he already gets enough of it as it is. So, moving forward, Anthony Smith wants big fight or title shot after the Glover fight, hopes to fight in hometown, feels this is his last chance. So, he's scheduled to fight in Nebraska with Glover, and you really want Anthony to do this because, like he says, this could be his last time, his last chance to fight there. If he has a good performance, when you have his outlook on it, when you look at it from his point of view, you see where he's coming from. So, I think that Anthony, you just can't get, ahead of yourself, right? You just one thing at a time. Get to the fight with Glover, win it, perform in front of your home crowd, and if that just happens to be the last time, then, it is. But, I wouldn't look ahead like that. That's just the way that I'm looking at it, and the way that I've always looked at things. I just don't like looking ahead. You don't ever know what's going to happen. Mike Perry feels like he can be a UFC champion in any weight class below welterweight, but more or less doesn't want to give up the power he has to make the weight. Now, Mike Perry, I really don't think he can beat Khabib. I don't think he can beat Tony. I do not see him beating Gaethje. I don't see him beating Conor. I don't see him beating, let's see. Yeah. So, what? Dustin Poirier? Sorry, Dustin. But I just don't. Dan Hooker, like, if Paul Felder wouldn't have broke his forearm, we don't, like, that was a split decision. So, yeah, I really, truly believe that Mike Perry is a great entertainer and a very good fighter. But he is not an elite fighter yet. But I will tell you this. Last night, I saw him in action. I guess this individual punched him in the mouth on the street. And so Mike Perry therefore hit him with a 1-2. And so, yeah, to everybody out there, not a smart idea to hit a UFC fighter. Yeah, Mike Perry laid him out, and from what I understand, the guy deserved it. So, very good, Mike Perry. So there's my take. Next up, Henry Cejudo wants the pound for pound #1 ranking and is letting Khabib and John Jones know. So right now, Cejudo has the #3 spot, and well, with this going on with John, you have to think, I don't know what the UFC is going to do. So I'm not even going to try to predict. But Cejudo might, move in front of him. So Cejudo, like, when you look at the, like, improvement of his career and his skills, it's absolutely incredible. He very well might be the best combat athlete of all time. The greatest combat athlete of all time. So, yeah, I really think he can get that #1 ranking on the pound for pound list. Like I said, I think Khabib is the best right now, just on pure domination. He dominates in every single one of his fights. And if Cejudo can, get to that level of domination, then I think, yeah, why can't he get the pound for pound #1 ranking? He's done nothing but impress me. The way he flipped that switch against Marlon Moraes. Marlon was keeping him at bay and tearing him up with kicks. Just tearing him up, man. And he just flipped that switch and came in. Like, that was awesome. You don't see that. Like, not many people would walk through those kicks, and Cejudo did. It was pretty incredible to watch. So yeah, I think Cejudo has all the tools to get that #1 spot. Stipe Miocic says helping people is his go-to now. News of him and DC fighting a third time broke earlier this year. Stipe says with all this going on right now, he's not worried about that. He's worried about firefighting. So Stipe's right. Like, he's a firefighter. Like, his fight isn't rumored to be until like July or August. They said the summer, and I'm predicting July or August. So he's doing what's necessary. Like, his job is a firefighter, and he's helping people. That's what he needs to be worried about. Like, Stipe is a great guy. Like, he comes off as brash, a lot since the UFC, since he felt like he wasn't being respected enough by the UFC, as a champion. We all remember the lead up to the Ngannou fight. We all remember him taking the belt from Dana after he beat Ngannou and giving it to his coach for his coach to put it on him. So that was really weird. But Stipe's a great guy, and he is just like always looked over a lot, even as champion, by the media and other people as, I don't know, just this brash dude, I guess. And not being fully there sometimes. Like, people say he slurs. I've always been able to understand him and stuff in the interviews. So I don't know. I guess I don't get the portrayal the media puts on. But I tell you, man, Stipe has always come off to me as a great dude, and this just like signifies that, like just magnifies it, like I really think that Stipe should get more recognition. Like, the dude is a UFC champion and a firefighter. So he is the baddest man on the planet and saving lives. Like, I do not get why we do not see this more out of the media. Like, we should, I don't know. Like, he gets a Modelo commercial and that's enough. I don't know. It irks me a little bit. Despite everything going on in the world, Alex Perez is preparing as if his fight with Kai France is going to happen May 16th in San Diego. He says he tells his people he doesn't get paid to sit on the couch. He gets paid to fight, he told the UFC.com. After earning a UFC contract on Dana White's Contender Series Season 1, Perez has gone 5 of 6 in the octagon, with the last loss coming from Joseph Benavidez. Now, Alex Perez, I think, like, if he gets this win, he is right there, man. I think he could be next in line. This dude, I mean, he does nothing but win, right? Like, I know he had the loss to Joe B, but that's Joe B, right? Like, Joe B only loses in title fights, so, which is really frustrating if you're a Joseph Benavidez fan. I think that Perez gets through France, and I think that we will see him, fight for a title. I think that, and it's not an easy thing to get through Kai France. Those guys in city kickboxing are elite. They throw feint after feint after feint, and you never know like which strike's going to be the real one. So But Alex Perez is a dog. I really do believe that he could be Formiga's next opponent after the Benavidez rematch, because I do think that he'll get through that. I don't know. I got a strong feeling about Perez. The guy is just done nothing but impress me. Yeah, but you know, I could be wrong, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, remember guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe for more MMA content. And guys, remember, we got Bang energy drinks in the link below. That's where Colby Covington gets his cardio. And we have All-American Hemp CBD gummies in the link below. And guys, we will see you in the next video.